No political experience.
None at all. I have no political aspirations either. It always starts with exactly. You start already. You know, and maybe one day. And he is the prototype. What is Ambrose's Achilles heel? And what is his major strength?
Ironically, the media.
The media. The media is which? His heel or his strength?
I think it's his heel. It is his heel. Because there's this character called Lance Jones in it. And Lance Jones, actually in the back of the book here, he works for a paper called The Tabloid. And he gives the Prime Minister and his ministers, his whole cabinet, a really tough time. And he's always, concerned about, because there's some strategic decisions he has to make in terms of, what do we do about this guy? We know he's killed X amount of people. But then there's the media, or this is unethical to do it. So that is his struggle throughout the book. That's his major struggle.
Should I do the right thing or the popular thing?
Yes.
Do you think most politicians face that on a daily basis? And is that why you've taken us to Ambrose's home to see what his interaction with Patricia, his wife, is like?
I believe that all politicians will encounter that scenario, but more importantly, and how they will be able to deal with it is who they align themselves with. Is this guy supporting the party in any way? Is he connected to any people? How can I make a decision against someone who probably finance me? And he's involved in cocaine, all right, or drug trafficking.
Let's paint a little picture. Years from now, you've decided to go into politics. And as you've just said, you have people who have financed you, who have supported you. You have the experience of putting together what you think the perfect Prime Minister should be. How much of 90 Days of Violence will then become a reflection of who you've become as a politician? And how much of 90 Days of Violence will you keep with you when you're walking around going, what would Ambrose do?
Excuse me. Oh boy, that's a scary question based on the last.
I want people to read this book. Yeah, I want people to read this book.
Based on the last. And
it's very interesting.
I saw in the papers the other day. I saw in the papers the flying squad was back. And in this book, there's the Commissioner of Police, and he belongs to this group called the Wild Bunch.
Yes, it's right here. Yeah, the Wild Bunch taking 15 minutes to head down to San Fernando to deal with the situation. And that is so Flying Squad. I mean, when the Flying Squad was around, I was a child, but all I ever saw of the Flying Squad was them going by.
Yes.
They were on their way to fix something.
And all I knew at that point of writing this was just the name Flying Squad.
Yeah, you knew nothing about the Flying Squad. So the Wild Bunch is a fictional group that it's such a mirror. It's interesting when you said that there is so much here that we say, that we think, but you think that a lot of people may not necessarily be ready to see it in print, because it's such a reflection of us as a people. And it's interesting when you said earlier that the only time that race becomes an issue, as David Rudder also pointed out, how we vote is not necessarily how we party. Because when you're partying, you don't go, well, we will party over here with this particular group. But why? Why do you think that when it comes down to that, people throw away all the information, all the facts, everything they know about the person that is campaigning for their vote, to then go back to that whole tribal sort of, this is how it has to be? Where does Ambrose play off in this, and how could he change?
What I tried to do to combat that was having like a mixed race with my colleague.
Yes.
And what I also tried to capture in the book is how people look at him. So I actually have some characters, that sit down and they frequently talk about the Prime Minister and the decisions he make for communities based on whether it's an African community, whether it's an Eastern community. But then they have such a hard time because here you have a guy who's mixed in power.
Yes. So who is he really for?
But I want to go back to the earlier question you were asking there about if you would end up in a political position, how much you will carry. And I think one important thing, if that should ever happen, is to never forget where I have come from. I think that's the most important thing that you could deal with. There should be no divide between me and... I should see all people as equal. There should be no distinction with race.
there's a quote that I'd like to end the interview with, because unfortunately we are out of time. Crows everywhere are equally black.
Yes. Crows everywhere, there's a Chinese proverb, and what that has to deal with is whether you're from Icacos, whether you're from Togo, whether you're from Chagaramas, whether you're from Tobago, whether you're East Indian, Syrian, African, Chinese, or you belong to a mixed race. Once you're bad, you're bad.
Well, folks, thank you so much, Lyndon. Oh, thank you very much. Well, you have to sign it. Yes. Thank you so much. The book is 90 Days of Violence. It's by Lyndon Batiste. This has been on News Extra, and Nellon Hunte thanking you on behalf of the news crew here at WinTV for tuning in. Have a safe and a pleasant evening. So you could go right ahead.